So that's a new feature. Hi guys, good evening. My name is Sarah Shabbat for those of you that don't know me. And I hold these Candy Crew team trainings every Monday night. So I wanted to get into training on the comp plan a little bit more, not going too into depth with it because I know that that's something that we train on in the overviews, or not train on, but talk about. But I wanted to go into a couple different sections of it, what type of comp plan it is. I've had a lot of people calling me with specific questions that have to do with how to achieve ranks. So I really wanted to focus this training on what does it take to accomplish each rank? What's the difference between status and rank? Why does the diamond status maximize the comp plan? And what to do with a person when they first come in, how to get them started, the questions that you should ask them, the tasks that you should give them, and how you should really plug them in during their first 30 days so that you can get them to stand on their own feet. And I really think that we'll be able to expand our business if we understand these basic things, because if we have a goal that we're aiming for, rather than kind of just working blindly, then you can have a better plan of action to get there. So Tammy, do you see somebody in the waiting room? Can you hit admit, please? So our comp plan, you guys, is called a hybrid 9. It's not a binary. We're not supposed to say binary. It's not a unilevel. It's called a hybrid 9. And even though it looks like a binary in the front, it's not one. So I just wanted to show you guys that picture. I'm going to hop back and forth. I'm not going to go into the diamond status yet. I wanted to go into the ways that we get paid, because we get paid 11 different ways. This comp plan is the most generous comp plan I've ever seen or come across. We get paid multiple different ways when somebody comes in the door brand new. And the way this happens is that you first get a fast start. So depending on where they come in, you're going to be able to, I'm sorry, I'm going to minimize this so I can see the whole screen. You're going to be able to get a fast start. It doesn't matter what status you're at. So depending where you come in, you can come in from the $100 to the $3,000 level. The $3,000 level is considered diamond, and the $100 level is considered promoter. Anywhere between that, it doesn't matter where you are. If you bring in a diamond, let's say you're $100 level, you're still going to get the same $600 fast start you see there in the yellow as you would myself as a diamond. So it doesn't change on your fast start. It determines on what you bring in, not what you are. What matters, what you are, these are called the statuses, is if you look in the middle there, the $100 and the $200 statuses are going to pay you out 10% on the group bonus. The builders 15, which is the $400 status, the mentor 17.5, which is the $600 status. And then you have the VIP and the diamond, which are going to pay you out. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm explaining fast starts. I'm giving you wrong information over here. So it's the promoter is going to give you 10%, the associate's going to give you 15, the builder is going to give you 20, the mentor is going to give you 25, the VIP and diamond are going to give you 30. So we're over here now. So 10%, 15, 20. So it goes up in increments of 5. You don't surpass the 30%. But what's going to happen is you're going to start getting paid on these two legs, as you can see here in the group bonus. You're going to have volume that's converted after the fast start. Whatever they purchase, it's going to go turn into volume. So if you have a diamond come in, you're going to have 1,200 volume. If you have a VIP come in, you're going to have 720. Your goal to get started is you want to place 5 on the left and 5 on the right. That should be the rule of thumb for everybody. And when you do this, you're going to start balancing against each other. You're going to get paid on the leg that has the less volume. So if you look at the two here on our left, we have 2160 in volume, and on our right, we have 1920 in volume. And at the end of the week, they're going to add all that you've put up there, like I said, and you're going to get paid, if you were a diamond, 30% on that 1920, which would be $576 for the group bonus. Now, the difference between the diamond and the rest of the statuses are that we get what's called check matching. Now, everything that is brand new coming in, like I said, is the group bonus. You're going to get 5 levels of check matching on the front end. And that's where the diamond status. So if you have, let's say, Tammy's direct to me. So if Tammy has a $10,000 a week, she's my personal level 1. And I would make 20% match on that. So I'd make $2,000 just because she had a $10,000 a week in her group bonus because she was direct to me on level 1. And let's say Rose is level 2 to me, and she also has a $10,000 a week under Tammy. Because she's on my level 2, I would make 10% of that, which would be $1,000. And so on and so on. And it all starts to add up. And that's every single person on your level 1. So back here on the unilevel end of it, which is the reorders, when a person is putting their activity order in, they're not doing a status upgrade and they're not coming in brand new. Everything that you get paid on there gets paid like this. So if you're not a diamond, you can look at the 6 levels, how you would get paid. Everybody on your level 1 would pay out 5%. Everybody on your level 2 would get paid out 6%, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if you were a diamond, all 6 of those levels would pay you out 10%. So you would make double what you would have gotten paid in any other status if you're a diamond on that level 1. So these are really how it starts to add up in the sense of the diamond status versus anywhere else. Yes, it will vary on from 100 to 1800 on the percentages that you're getting paid in that group bonus. That's a big factor, and the difference is there too. But when somebody looks at the VIP and they look at the diamond and they're both 30%, usually they want to understand what's the difference. Why am I paying $1,200 more for diamond when they're both 30%? And that's when you can explain it's going to maximize the comp plan. So if you look at something like this is like your basic compensation plan. This is, you get in, you're building, you're in there for 3 to 5 years, and you eventually hit what's called the diamond director. The diamond director is when those bonuses usually start to pay out. And that's when you start getting those check matches and everything else that comes with it. And instead of waiting to get in and really build ourselves up to the top position in the company and then start making those bonuses, Sergey actually allows us to maximize the comp plan right off the bat in these 2 different ways. The 10% 6 levels deep and the 5 levels of check matching. You can look at the managing director. That would be equivalent to what a diamond would pay out. So that's really the difference there on the diamond and every other status. And that's the group bonus. I don't know if anybody has any questions just based on that part of the pay plan. You can feel free to hop in and ask right now. I'm going to move on though to just kind of explain now the difference between statuses and ranks. So if that's nobody else has any questions, I'm going to go over here. And this is a great chart. I feel like everybody should save and reference for themselves, especially if you're going to set goals, because it's going to break down the qualifications that you need to achieve these ranks. Now, yes, we have our statuses, but we also have something that's called a rank. And if you come in and you're not really doing anything, you're going to be, and you just plug in and you start building a little bit and you end up with 250 volume in your weaker leg. You can see obviously our monthly reorders are really cheap. That's not something that any of us are worried about here. It's $50 a month until you start making some money. But as you grow that volume in the pay leg, you have the chance to get promoted in these ranks. So 250 volume in your lesser leg is going to give you the manager position. 500 is senior manager, 1,000 director, 2,500 is senior director. Now, when you have 5,000 volume in that pay leg that I showed you guys, that lesser leg, and you have 2 directors that are personal to you. So for me, if Tammy was a director and Deborah was a director, then I had 2,500 in my lesser leg, I would be considered a senior or a managing director. Now to hit corporate director, which Most of us that are really trying to grow this business and bring in a significant income, this should be our goal. This is the first true leadership position. It's called corporate director. This is when you start getting included in a lot of the things that they put on event wise. So I'm going to show you guys, announce a couple of things here. But in order to get invited to like the dinners with Sergi and to do these special things, a lot of the qualifications are being a corporate director. We even have something that's called a leader board, which we meet once a month, and it's a Zoom meeting, and they make all these announcements and they vote on things. And it's really kind of being a part of that core leadership board and having a say and being heard as a whole. So that corporate director position is really a good place to aim for. And in order to achieve that, and there's a promotion running right now that is going to allow you guys to get there without achieving that I'll go into in a second. But the basic everyday corporate director minimum requirements would be 12,500 volume in your lesser leg and your pay leg, and having 4 managing directors personally to you on your level 1. Now, when you get past that, we have our 3 top positions, and that's when even more bonuses come into play and more levels are unlocked in the way that we get paid. They're called national director up to premier director. Travis and Summer, they hit premier director, as have Kelly and Tina. And then we have Kari, who's hit national director. So it is possible. And in order to achieve those, national director in the lesser leg would be 50,000 points. So in your pay leg, 50,000 in your lesser leg, and 2 corporate directors personally under you in level 1. International director, 75,000 in that weaker leg, 4 corporate directors. And then premier directors, 100,000 in that lesser leg, and 6 personally enrolled directors. While we're on the corporate director and the national director, I want to show you guys this. If you look at number 8, this is called ALE monthly bonuses, so activity, lifestyle, entertainment bonuses. And the entertainment bonus starts when you hit that national director level. And what they do is they start paying you out an additional bonus, which is $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000. And it's called an entertainment bonus. So it's intended for you to go out and spend on entertaining your friends, your family, your business partners, whatever you want to do. Go get a car, get an RV, get a boat, take friends and family out to dinner, travel, whatever you want to do to entertain, that is what that bonus is intended for. So speaking of the special promotion I was speaking about, I know you guys are all aware that we had that awesome promotion that just finished on the 21st, and it was giving away that free product with the 600 and above statuses, but there's actually a second part to it. If you guys are able to achieve the 12,000 volume combined in both of the legs together, not on just your weaker leg, but your power leg and your weaker leg, new volume, and it's able to equal 12,000 volume. But you also have, you have to have a minimum of 2,000 in that lesser leg. You will be able to qualify for corporate director. On top of that, you're also able to utilize level 1 and level 2 corporate directors to achieve that corporate director status, or national or international or premier director. So it's not just you're personally enrolled that need to hit that minimum rank. You can also use your level 2. So it's expanding the amount of corporate directors you can get your outreach to and get promoted during this ranks promotion. So I hope I haven't confused any of you guys here. If there's any questions, I want to open that up for a minute. I'll see if anybody has any questions about this promotion. Otherwise, I'll keep going. Okay, no. All right, so that's the promotion here on that. And I wanted to get into what to do during our first 30 days when we bring in a new partner, because it's really important to get them to stand on their own 2 feet. You want to be there for them. You want to help them get going. You want to make them feel comfortable, but you can't hold their hand their entire time here. Because if you did that for everybody, you wouldn't have time for yourself. So I don't know if you guys saw Dr. Aaron's training yesterday that she did. It was at 5 o'clock, but I posted the recording in our team chat. I really encourage you guys all to go back there because she does talk about this. And I did get this specifically from her. Um, if you have everybody that you come in, and your first task that you give them is to make a list of 20 people and give you a call right away, you'll be surprised at how many people do it and how many people don't. And that's going to be your first test to see if they're coachable or not. To create a leader, you need to be able to give them small tasks. And if they're going to achieve those small tasks, you're going to see it. If they're not, they're going to disappear and ghost you. You're never going to hear from them again. You tell somebody to go make a list of 20 people and you can't get a hold of them for the next 2 weeks. You know they're not serious about this, and you're able to focus your attention where it's actually needed. But for those people that do that list of 20 and call you, then you go ahead and you get them to find a script.
2 hours.
When you find the script, and what I mean by find a script, we have different places to do it. We have our Go Team Freedom, which everybody should plug their people into. This is Travis's group that we share with him. It has under guides here, we have all sorts of different trainings and things that we've had over the months that we've gotten going with this, as long as other trainings. But there's other types of discussions too. But in the rapid funnel, we actually have scripts on how to approach people, and they can go through and they can find one that they really like, and they can go ahead and use that and practice on you guys verbally, or I'm sorry, I pulled this away, or texting it. Once you guys practice that, you guys are going to give them the task of sending that script out to all 20 people that they did, and then you're going to have them call you. And during those 30 days, you're going to have them reach out to you during every single one of those 20 people's responses. And even if it's past 20 people during that 30 days, every conversation they have, you want them to message you and tell them what they're saying so that you can work with them to come up with a proper response back. And then once we've done that, we'll teach them how to utilize the system and collect as a decision, whether they're going to join us or not, becoming an associate or a distributor. And that's really going to get them to start feeling confident and get their business building and having an income coming, so that they're going to stick around and they're going to want to do this. What I was talking about with the corporate directors, you guys, I know that this is kind of just changing the subject, but this was just announced. I don't know if you saw it. And it is kind of last minute notice, but we're having a Rock the Drop USA summer tour, and Sergi's actually going to be traveling around the country. June 4th is the first date. That's in Las Vegas. Anybody who is a corporate director and above attending these will be invited to a dinner with Sergi that evening. So that is a good reason to want to hit corporate director if you guys plan on going to any of these. The next one will be June 5th. That will be in Baltimore. June 7th will be in Phoenix, Arizona. June 10th will be in New York. And then July 24th will be in Ohio. So I did want to bring this up on the corporate director, speaking of everything else and getting going, because if you give them a target rank that you want them to hit or that they want to hit, and you are working with them and you're holding their hand and you're doing this and you're getting on Zooms and you're getting on three-way calls and you're helping them say the right thing, it's really setting people up to get a feel for how to do this. I really, that's what I wanted to train on. Now I just want to open it up for discussions, questions. If I left anything out, you guys, please let me know. I know that Deborah and Kelly went to a training that Tina and Kelly did yesterday. I believe it was yesterday, right, Deborah, or Saturday?
It was Saturday.
And they were really training on this. And Deborah, are you able to talk for a second? I would love for you to share with everybody what you were able to take away from that event, things that stood out to you. Since I wasn't there, I can't speak about it.
Yeah, I would definitely say something that I don't know if you touched on it because I had to mute you a couple of times because I had calls coming in, but the holding tank is something that was pretty impressive. I was not aware of as of yet.
I did not touch on that one yet.
Yeah, so do you want to touch on that real quick?
Sure. So Deborah really liked that they said something about leveraging your recruits. And this is something that I've done that I realize I haven't brought up in our trainings. And I think it's very important to do. Let's say you're on a recruiting role and you're bringing people in and you have people in your holding tank and you haven't placed them since you have your 6 days or 7 days to do so. You get that pay period to get them in. Or you know that somebody's about to come in and you're talking to somebody else. I've done it many times before where I was able to tell them that I had a person that was more experienced than them in this industry, and they were considering coming in, or they were getting ready to come in, and they were going to come in within the X amount of days. Now, I told this person that I was sharing this information with that the only reason why I was making them aware of it was because they had a decision to make. Are they going to hurry up and get in first so that they can end up with that person below them? Or are they going to wait and end up below that person? So are they going to let that person benefit them, or are they going to benefit that person? So when you leverage, or if you can say, I have people in my holding tank, and if you come in now, I'll make sure that I place somebody under you. That's also another great way to leverage it. I don't know the exact verbiage they use. Deborah, do you remember? I don't know if she's on the phone because she's working right now. So I guess they were talking about utilizing it the same way, where if somebody comes in and they say, well, I don't know anybody, I don't really know how to do this, I don't have anybody to go under me, how am I going to get this going? And you can say, you know what, that's okay, because if you sign up now, I will place da 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 underneath you, and you will start building that one leg with the help of myself. So that would be another way to leverage that. So
Yeah, that was pretty much, sorry, I was getting a call. That was how they expressed it, that they were really holding people in the tank and they didn't automatically place them. What they did was they would hold them until they would get another recruit, and they'd make sure that that recruit would be placed on top of the other person. So it's constantly stacking them properly so that they already have something going underneath them when they first come in, as opposed to feeling like, you know, the whole world's on their shoulders and they have to get these people on their legs and kind of things. So this way they already start seeing that generation of money coming in once they get them placed underneath them. So it's pretty
absolutely.
impressive. I liked that because it's, I mean, that does give, on a psychological aspect, it definitely gives somebody more of a feeling of safety that, yes, I now have somebody underneath me. And it, like I said, it's not all on my shoulders.
Exactly. And it also gives the sense of, even though you're self-employed, you're not by yourself. So I really like that. I use it all the time. It's something that I've always done. And when Deborah brought it up to me, I realized I haven't shared that that's something that I do. So thank you, Deborah, for reminding me to bring that up. Michelle, you said, do the directors need to be your own personal? Yes. Anybody that is in level 1, your personal is going to be what's needed to hit those ranks to achieve the next promotion up. So the way that this promotion is running right now is level 1 and 2, but typically most every non-promotion month, it would just be all of your level 1s that you need. So to hit corporate director, or I'm sorry, national director, you need 2 personal corporate directors. So 2 people on level 1.
Okay, for this one thing though, it could be your second level, which means not your personal.
Right. So anybody that your personal's brought in.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a nice little way to get there quicker.
Yeah. So my team that's on here, could you guys all hurry? Just kidding.
Right. So I wanted to make sure that everybody felt really confident in achieving ranks and the differences between status and rank, and kind of just the basic fundamentals of when you get somebody new going, or if you guys are new and you haven't started building your business and your sponsor, you know, said, what do you want to do? And the 20 list per thing isn't something you guys have done before. I encourage you to reach out to your sponsors or your uplines that are actively doing the business and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to get this going. Will you launch it with me over the next 30 days? So I'm going to leave this open now for Q&A. Otherwise, I'm going to say happy Monday evening and wrap it
Dina,
up, you guys.
Dina, I know you're driving, but do you have questions?
I don't know if she
Her
can
mic is
unmute.
off, but
I just pushed unmute, asked to unmute. So let's see. Hey,
Okay.
Dina.
No, I don't think so.
Does all of
I don't
that
think
make
I have any
sense with the
questions.
rings?
Yeah, it's starting to sink in finally.
Okay.
Hey,
Good.
Sarah,
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, love, I don't know if you touched on this, but did you speak about the rollover and how you get paid on the rollover aspect? Because that was pretty, I think that kind of lit a fire a little bit more under my butt too.
Okay. So I'm going to screen share again, you guys, for a moment, because we have this awesome thing. It's called rollover. It's like a savings account. So let's say you have something going on like this in the example where you have the 2160 and the 1920, and you're only getting paid on 1920. So that means that you weren't paid on all that volume in that power leg, I'll call it. So there's 240 PV that's unaccounted for that month. We'll just say this is a month here instead of a week. And you're like, well, am I SOL? What happened to that volume? No, it rolls over. As long as you guys are putting your monthly activity orders in each month when you go in. So don't forget every month to place your order, because that rollover is going to start accumulating and building up and growing. And you're going to start really seeing a substantial amount here. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to stop screen sharing and open my back office so you guys can see something. I'm going to open my back office because I have the perfect example of what happens when you end up having your power leg and your pay leg flip flop, and you start getting paid on some of the like some of the rollover stuff. So let me just open this up real quick, and then I'm going to show you guys because I have to kind of go back.
so if you're choosing to level up with your reorders versus, remember how you talked to me about that yesterday?
So, okay, so that's a great question, Michelle. So if you guys are going in, let's say you come in at the $100 and you know you're going to spend $100 next month, rather than going in and placing an activity order, I would suggest going in and making it a status upgrade order. The status upgrade order is also going to qualify you for that month, as long as it exceeds what your minimum required amount would be. So if you're going to spend the difference, you may as well do the status upgrade to get to the 200. Now, let's say you're at the 200 and you're going to spend $200 the next month. You should do a status upgrade to get to the 400, from the 400 to the 600. But it's really important for you guys to understand that it's not going to hold the place. Like if you spend $150, it's not $50 from that price point to get to the 200. It's going to hold you at the status of whatever you surpass. It's not going to like hold it in between. It doesn't hold your place card. So if you spend $150, you're still at the $100 level. So that's a nice way also to get them to go up, because if you have somebody that's going to spend $180, you say, hey, if you spend $25 more, it's going to put you at the $200 level. So it will hold that $200 level. And that's when you're going to go and you're going to want to use those status upgrades during the first 90 days that it's open to upgrade, to instead of activity orders, so that you're able to maximize your pay.
What about if it's just customers doing it?
Customers don't have the statuses. So,
right, but does that go towards your volume that you can up it?
So here, I'm going to show you guys.
Sorry.
No, that's
Can't hear you.
Oh, I muted myself, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me that. So I was saying, if you go under the account details, if you go over here, account details and affiliate site in the back office, you scroll down and it says here, select the way your sales volume is used. This is your customers, none of your associates, all of your customers, prime, preferred, retail. You can decide that you want to get paid on it normally. So if you have a prime customer come in, you're going to get paid a fast start like an associate and have the rest converted into volume and then get paid 30% on that. It's not going to go into your tree. It's going to do it in the sense of you get a beginning fast start because they're a prime customer. So if they spend $600, you get $105 right away. And then the rest would convert into volume. And then you would get paid 30% on that volume. If they're another type of customer, you would make 30% of whatever they spend. And you can decide that if you are more interested in going up the ladder in the status without reinvesting or paying out of pocket, you can choose to not get paid on those customers and have the dollar for dollar amount go towards your status. So that would be this go status over here. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, but
The volume doesn't go into the tree, you just get paid on it.
okay.
So I was going to go really quickly into the binary tree and show you guys what happens, the flip-flop, like Deborah was just talking about. So I'm going to go back to my second month. So as you guys can see over here on my left leg, I had 5,200 or 5,067 volume that I didn't get paid on out of these two, right? My left leg would be my power leg. My right leg would be my pay leg. So going into September, I ended up with 8,749 rollover that I never got paid on that month. But look what happened to my right leg. It became my power leg. It flip-flopped. So instead of not getting paid during period 1, I had 39,000 volume on my right leg and 19,000 on my left leg. Instead of missing out on that difference, I was able to get paid on that full $8,675 rollover, 30% of that. You guys, that's $3,000 almost that I didn't miss out on that week because of that rollover volume. Does that make sense? And then from there, you'll see my volume flip-flopped. So now my rollover is on my right leg. So now my right leg is my power leg. And now my pay leg is my left leg. So when this happens, when it flip-flops like that, you're going to be getting paid on all that rollover volume. You never lose it. It's there to balance against. So for those weeks that you have a stronger pay period than the other one. So let's see if I could find one, for instance. Probably not, guys. Let's see. So for instance, so period 3 here, you can see I had 1824 on the left in period 3, but I only had 1446 on the right. I did make dollar for dollar the 1824. The other 400 were used out of the rollover. It's like a savings account that balances perfectly. So Deborah, is that what you wanted me to explain? She may be on another call. Did I confuse anybody or lose anybody while I was showing them that? No? Everybody understands? I got a message. Let's see. On the phone, Deborah said. So yeah, that's the rollover that we wanted to talk about. So it's really important to stay active every month too, because as long as you're staying active, it won't go away. And let me show you guys this. Like, let's say one month I'm like, whatever. I just, I'm not going to place my order. I would hurt myself really, really, really badly, because if you guys saw my rollover now, I showed you the difference between what happened. But if you look, where we were in May. Look at my rollover, guys. I have 236,567 volume that I haven't been paid on. So if my left leg surpasses that, I have a lot of volume to balance against it. And there are weeks that I have stronger left sides than right sides. And that's when that kicks in. So I'm going to wrap up with that, you guys. I hope everybody feels more confident about the difference between ranks and statuses, and that you guys pick what rank you want to accomplish and go for it, because each time you get a promotion in the rank, it really, really amplifies your income.
You did a good job.
Thank you. So happy Monday, you guys. We have, gosh, another week left in May. I can't believe we're going into June. And the promotion is running. So if you guys have 12,000 volume on the 2 legs combined together with less 2,000 on the weaker one this month before the 31st is up, and you make those 3 qualifications to get there. Let me go back to it real quick. So 1, generate enough activity between, you have to do a 500 PV activity order. You have to have 2,000 in your weaker leg, but they have to equal 12,000 combined. And you have to enroll 1 associate at a minimum of 600 or higher. And you'll be able to be promoted to the rank of corporate director this month.
Can it be an upgrade to 600 or no?
It says enroll a new associate. So I'll
Okay.
find out. I'll find out.
Okay.
So. All right, guys, I'm going to stop screen sharing and stop recording.